So we're here in the Nerve Centre in Derry with Bernie McLaughlin, director of the Foyle Film Festival. There's a theme this year, Bernie. The festival is based around one particular theme. Can you tell us what that is?
Art and the cinema. So, I mean, usually every year the festival has a theme. And it's a good way, I suppose, to direct our marketing campaign as well. The look of our, what the programme will be, what our posters will be, our standees, that sort of thing. But very much this year, we kind of take a classic film. This year, it's The Red Shoes, and that was kind of very much seen. Martin Scorsese called it the best art film ever made, so it was kind of that sort of exploring, is cinema art or is it not? That's kind of the idea behind the theme this year.
How does the programme reflect that then?
Well, I mean, some of the films that we're screening, for instance, in the classic section of the film, again, the Red Shoes is one of them. Factory Girl, again, is film exploring sort of that area of art.
Andy Warhol films.
Yes, and we do have a panel discussion as well. It's taking place in the Void Gallery, which is called Art and the Cinema, and again, it's exploring how people perceive cinema.
What are the different aspects of the festival then? Bernie, there's obviously there's screenings and whatnot, but there's workshops and things like this, isn't there?
There's a number of strands to the festival. There's the main festival programme, which encompasses the main film screenings in the Omniplex and here in the Nerve Centre. There are workshops from industry professionals who come over during the festival and try and pass on their expertise, I guess, to the participants in the workshops. There's also the competition element of the festival, whereby filmmakers can enter their films into competition. If they win at Foyle, then they're immediately eligible to submit their films for Oscar consideration.
Really? Okay.
So that's kind of a big aspect of the festival. We also have a standalone education programme where we do a programme of screenings and workshops that are aimed at primary schools, secondary schools, and kind of tie in with the curriculum. It's
based here in Derry. How does the festival kind of foster the scene here in Derry? Do you work closely with filmmakers? Are they going to be participating in panel discussions?
I mean, filmmakers enter their films into competition, and there's a number of films screening in competition, like the documentary section this year, the Boys of St. Columns, that's in competition this year, and there'll be filmmakers coming along. I mean, there's filmmakers who come along from all over the world, really.
Yeah.
For the competition element of the festival. But I guess local filmmakers do attend the festival in terms of meeting up with other filmmakers and attending the workshops, that sort of thing. But we also have outreach screenings in the Strual Arts Centre and in Letterkenny as well. So we're very much sort of taking the festival out beyond Derry.
Okay, what's the scene like here in Derry, Bernie? In
terms of the
filmmaking, is there an infrastructure for it in Derry, do you think?
Well, I mean, there are a number of sort of smaller production companies here, like local, who would make films, and even in the Nerve Centre here, Pierce Moore's producer, who's greatly involved in producing his own films. I mean, there's a lot of young filmmakers who would make their own short films on DVD, and it's more accessible now in the festival because we screen the competition films on DVD. So I think there is like a good sort of grassroots involvement in film, but obviously there's not kind of the outlets that there might be in London or even in Dublin. But we would have a lot of filmmakers coming up from Dublin as well to the festival. So I think it is a case of the festival would provide a good platform for filmmakers to enter the films into competition, and then they would attend the festival to meet up and to network with other filmmakers from London, like any of the industry professionals that come over and do workshops. They will they go out of their way to meet up with local filmmakers, and they provide them with information, with contacts wherever possible. So
you're very busy. Obviously, this week is the week before the launch of the festival.
Yeah.
But I've just been flicking through the programme. There's some real standouts for me, like Severed Ways looks very interesting.
That's kind of one that's I suppose that people will not have heard about that much, but I kind of have a good sort of grassroots sort of vibe about it. So hopefully that'll do well.
Yeah. There's another couple, Sex and Drugs and Rock and Rolls. It looks great.
Yes.
And The Age of Stupid has been.
Yeah, that one
causing-
has had a lot of media attention.
Yeah.
I guess The Age of Stupid, and it's got really good reviews as well. So I think there'll be a lot of interest in that one, definitely.
So trying to be objective, then, if there was one thing that you are really looking forward to, does anything stand out for you?
I think the opening night film, The Boys Are Back, starring Clive Owen, he's had a lot of good reviews for that now, and there's even like talk of he may be up for an Oscar for that next year. So
Right.
I think that one, and the closing night film as well, Departures, which is an amazing film that won the best Oscar for foreign language film this year, and I think it's the highest grossing film in Japan ever. So those two, if I can just be greedy and have two, those are the two I think for this year. So
if you had one kind of thing that you want your audience to get out of the festival, just to wrap up,
yeah.
what would be the kind of message, do you think?
I think for them to appreciate what a really good, a good quality event that it is, and just to kind of get across that it's worth supporting this type of event, and they really appreciate it because it is such an amazing event for the city, and if they can, they get out there and support as many of the screenings and the workshops as possible, because, I mean, if you're thinking that there's people, Kenny Glenanne, who's coming across to do a workshop, is a BAFTA winning director, and for somebody to come and to have on your doorstep and to not make use of that, and not to come out and, really sort of really get involved, I think would be a huge shame, because as I say, it is a top quality event, and is worth supporting. So that if that would be the message, I think, to come out and support it as much as possible, because it really is worth supporting.
Great. Okay, thanks a lot,
Okay,
Bernie. Cheers.
right.